So then you get out, and then what's up when you get back?
Oh, back to the neighborhood, you know. So then I catch a attempted murder in the police.
Still a juvenile?
Adult.
Now you're an adult. Okay.
Doing the riots.
Okay, so 92, and now you're in the county jail.
92, yeah, 92. Oh, was 92 August? No, it was May 9th, 1992. Yeah, that's when we went to jail. Yep. My crime is a moose and a puppet from Fruitown. That's crazy. That's crazy. Fruitown, Piru. They was like our brothers back then.
And what happened with that case?
No, shit. I went to the box. Not guilty.
After you got out of you was found not guilty on the attempted murder on the police.
Right.
I'm assuming you had to sit in there for like a year or something?
Actually, I sat in there for like 5 or 6 months and before I was able to post bail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you fought that pretty much out?
I fought the trial, and I was able to get a state-appointed attorney that fought my case really well.
So much for the public pretender. Huh?
That's what. Hey, listen, it was like I said, it was all about the Most High. It wasn't my due. I didn't do nothing. He sent all that to me so I can be right here, right now.
And then you get out of that
and have my first son. Yeah, that changed my whole life right there. You know. But I skipped the fact that we also, doing that journey, we also started dealing with music and got signed with Death Row. My homeboy, Big Duck from Fruitown, my big brother, he connected me with Second and None and Quick way back in the days. It was like, you know what I'm saying, and my brothers too right there. And we connected and I just hung out with him so much, man, and I got infatuated with that music, and he started taking me around people. But then our neighborhood also has some raw talent. And that's pretty much our introduction. We wound up mixing with Death Row through Big Jake, rest in peace, from Campanella. Shout out to him and Jim Bob. Yep.
That's his brother, right?
Mm-hmm, Jim Bob, yeah.
That killing, and he got killed in Georgia.
Yeah, he got shot in Georgia, he died out here.
That kind of set the whole thing off.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's just a Tupac Biggie thing.
That was behind my dog.
Yeah.
I love him.
Tell us a little bit about Big J.
Man, humble giant, but not enough for no play. Very smooth character, man. He was more knowledgeable than his age. You know, way more knowledgeable than his age. People thought Jake was way more older than he was. Jake was a big old young dude though. But just like, he was about it. He was about it. As far as money and structure, I call him the perfect Piru.
Now some people put a lot of blame on Suge for what happened to him. Where do you stand on that?
I don't put no blame on Suge. I put the blame on the nigga who pulled the trigger.
And historically, man, that thing just set off a whole chain of events.
It set off a whole chain of events. But to kill that though, I mean, look at today. The same individuals are actually having dinner together and chilling together. I'm happy to see that.
Yeah.
We lost two monumental brothers, man, throughout that situation.
What did you learn about your Death Row experience? Because you weren't a signed artist or anything like that, but you were around.
We were actually a group that was signed to the label.
Oh, okay.
But because of Big Jake died during our time of in the studio, our representation failed, and then things started to fall within the Death Row structure itself.
And that must have really been like, damn, right?
It was, but it didn't stop me. It didn't stop me. I'm still right here, right now, still in this shit.
So you've been paying close attention to what's going on in music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go through a few music questions. What do you think about we had the tragic situation of XXXTentacion being shot and killed at a car shop or a motorcycle car. So.
Honestly, man, I feel like I said, I think I spoke about this earlier off the camera. My condolences out to the young brother, and his family. But some of these young kids got to understand that the way the whole character of them, how they carry themselves, and how they're pretending and lying to themselves on certain situations. Not necessarily him, but the culture of what he's in right now is a lot of pretending. It's like a Instagram. It's like I can lie, and it becomes what people. Then you have jealous people out there, It's a bad combination. I'm saying that a lot has to do with the way the culture is right now, especially in hip hop, in young hip hop, because it's more or less of what you got not more how much talent you have, but how much and it's more people know you more about what you do outside of music, opposed to they know any of your songs.
That's where music is going.
That's where it's going. So it's a bunch of actors. It's like, you know.
I think it's more about how you can create a following on social media.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't diss somebody saying they not nobody. I would just tell them, listen, most of y'all just entertainers. You know, rap is something that's totally different. Now you got some cold rappers out here. I mean, as far as like lyricists and spitters who really hip hop dudes out here who really know the culture that's young. You know.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. Have you had a chance to check out who this dude is?
I haven't heard not one song from him, not one. I'm not into the popularity, and because if his songs was that dope, I would hear it. I'm listening. I'm always listening. He's more popular than he is more talented. I mean, this is Hollywood. I mean, I don't fuck with no broad bands. I don't do none of that shit. I come from an era this shit was real. You know, it wasn't no fat facade to be, hey, I'm a blood. You know, now it was very few of us, and those who was here. We weren't here to play. We weren't here to do no playing.
And even Cardi B is claiming blood.
I mean, New York is. I come from an era where New York was like they wasn't feeling the blood and Crip thing. Period. So it kind of like blew my mind when it became that. But she's a female. I can't relate to her on none of this. What she's talking about being a blood, because I can see her being a blood affiliated. But I can't really relate to, you know. And shout out to her though. Man, the music is right now. She's winning. You know, I like her ambition more than I like her just to hear her, because I can hear the struggle in her, but I can also hear the ambition in her. You know.
Now in Chicago, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are no Blood and Crips that ever infiltrated the city.
Absolutely, they ain't having it. Never have. We never will. They ain't having it. I had told somebody about the other day. Notice that didn't happen with Chicago. They not having it. They're not having it.
There's too much Vice Lords. There's too much Gangster Disciples.
There's too many Blackstones. It's too many. And it's not happening.
Now, one thing I noticed about the gangs in Chicago is they all have some sort of spiritual name, like Gangster Disciples comes from the Bible. The Black Pea Stone comes from that's a reference to the Quran. I mean to the Quran. Vice Lords, you know, there's like some sort of God spirituality.
Well, because that's what most of the cats in Chicago consider themselves as. You know, people think Kanye crazy when he keeps saying I'm a God. Well, that's what type of people that come from that. I was bred out there at 13 years old. I was already a man. I consider myself a man already. I knew things that, you know, an average 25-year-old would know. I carried myself differently. I listened. I kept my mouth closed. You know, so once I got here, it was another life. It's like I started a whole other life again.
So when it comes to the music stuff, who are you really feeling right now?
As far as like, I feel, like I said, I like the kid Vince Staples, Young Life, Slim 400. Man, we got a couple of young homies from the neighborhood, Young Wolf, Woo. My partner Parlay, he got a good project coming out with Kevin McCall. Check for that. I like new. I like someone who's just trying to push their sound and not trying to sound like everybody else. I ride with the underdog all day long because we can make the people follow us.
Now, what do you think about how the internet has changed music? Because now it's not about selling records at all.
Now it's about selling your reputation, selling your popularity, I guess. Because they've taken the substance out of the talent. It's not like, don't worry about high sound. Don't worry about that. What is he doing? Who is he dating? What is he doing? All that became, but real talented individuals are being swept to the side. But now hip hop is changing because all that stuff has reached its peak. So now people's asking like, where actually is the talent at now? You know, then you got Kendrick, you got the whole TDE. You know, it's a whole nother level. They're
sort of like the new Death Row, but they're doing things differently.
Very classy.
Yeah.
Very classy Death Row.
That's a great way to put it.
Very classy
Death Row.
I'm telling you, they dope, man. I love them, man. It's like, you know, I was able to be in the studio once with Kendrick, K-Dot back at the time with Seagal and group Dr. Hollywood. And the kid been amazing since the day one I've seen him. You know, like I said, shout out to J-Rock. Shout out J-Rock. J-Rock killing him right now. His album, fire. I'm loving it. He waited his turn. He stayed down. He didn't let his movement just go. He stayed afloat. Now he's shooting like a rocket.
Back to the Pueblos. When you look back at all the things you went through, you seem to manage to not want your kids to follow.
Of course, everybody I grew up under, like, you know what I'm saying, like Snaps, Dirt, all these had multiple, these people had kids, a lot of kids. My homeboy Ducky. It was just so many people who had kids that I watched the dudes, even that they raised their kids differently. They care about their kids. That's why when I had my sons, I took that from them to care about my kids, you know. And being a man, you can't serve two things. You're gonna serve your family or you're gonna serve this. My family gotta come first. You know, my duty is for what I represent is always gonna be there, but my family come before any of that. I went through so many funerals. I want to see, you know, the same thing, the same cycle, telling them a lie, you know. My representation speaks for itself, but I would be allowed to see be happy. I'm happy to see these kids out there having to do the same thing, because I know what I was going through my heart then, what was going through my mind. No hope, you know, ready to do anything. And that's what it's wrong right now. We have no hope and no resources for these kids and no proper guidance.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.